since I was a kid, I've always been such a huge championship fan. And that might sound a little weird, but I've obviously always loved professional wrestling. But one of the things I love most about professional wrestling is the championships, is the title belts, whether it's WWE, TNA, now AEW, Ring of Honor. I've always been a fan of the different championships and what they look like. So whether it was playing a video game, I was mostly doing championship matches. If I was collecting action figures, I always wanted the championships. I also wanted the foam championships, those Jack specific championships. I wanted every single one I can get, and I had a good amount. And I don't have any of those toy championships anymore. But as I got older, I started getting more interested in replica championships and just how cool they could be and whatnot. But they're expensive. They're not cheap. So luckily, through maybe birthdays or Christmases, and kind of the fact that my dad owned a pawn shop, this is a real life hack, by the way, I had a couple of actual replica championship belts. And I still have them. I still have my collection. But as I've grown up and I've wanted more, I've realized, yeah, these things are really expensive. I always knew they were expensive, but I really was like, man, these are really expensive. So I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole a couple months ago. And I bit the bullet. I did it. I purchased some fake championship belts. They're not licensed. They're not made by WWE or Impact or AEW. They are fake. I'm pretty sure they came from Pakistan, something like that. I know a lot of people get them on Temu or AliExpress. I got the two that I have. I got them through Amazon, and I figured, why not make a video breaking down these fake championship belts? So I have a couple of real championship belts that are around my room, and I want to make a video breaking down all of them. You can see a couple in the back there. But yeah, I wanted to make this video specifically breaking down these two fake championship belts. So I bought two on Amazon. They were both probably around $150, $170 a piece. And when I was going into this, there's a couple on Amazon. There's a bunch of different ones from WWE from way back in NWA and whatnot. So when I was purchasing these or thinking of purchasing these, I kind of thought, I've got a couple of real ones, and they're all WWE ones. I have a tag title, the spinner title, NXT title. All these titles are WWE championships. So when I purchased these fake ones, quote unquote, I thought, let me get some non-WWE championships, because I'm not just a WWE fan, I'm a wrestling fan. And I grew up loving not just WWE, mainly WWE, but all wrestling in general. So the first one I bought was the IWGP Championship. And I'm going to be honest with you. This thing sucks. I was really excited to get it. When it comes to IWGP Championship, this is more so like an adult thing. I didn't really watch New Japan as a kid. I didn't really, access it, I guess you could say, or have access to it, or at least I didn't think I did. So I didn't pay too much attention. But as a teenager and adult, New Japan has been more integral in my life. So when I saw this, I thought, man, this is the one. I love the design of the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship in general. So yeah, I thought this is perfect. It was, again, I don't remember the exact price, but it wasn't too crazy. It was $100 and something. It wasn't too far fetched for me to purchase. So I got it. I was excited, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, this thing kind of sucks. It can pass. I always look at it as it could pass for okay if it's on display. I normally keep it on my dresser here. I keep both of the titles on my dresser here. So if you're sitting it on a dresser or a shelf or something like that, even in the video here, I mean, I could be wrong, but it kind of looks okay in the video. But in person, when you actually really get up close to this thing, it's pretty bad. It's really, really, really shifty when it comes to how this is made. A lot of it just kind of looks cheap when you look at the metal, and like I look at the New Japan crest here and stuff. It is metal, but it looks pretty cheap. It feels pretty cheap. The strap, this has got to be the thinnest strap I've ever seen in my life. It's almost like cardboard. It honestly, truthfully, the fact that it's so thin, it legitimately moves around and feels like it's almost cardboard. And yeah, it came with a scratch on it, which not the biggest deal, but it is a little annoying from the rip. When I pulled it out of the packaging, it had a scratch on it. It came packaged horribly as well. I don't know what I was expecting per se, but when I pulled it out of the package, when you get a WWE Championship, it comes in the belt bag, and it comes not folded. It comes kind of not flat, but kind of standing up a little bit. And from what I remember, the the strap is kind of open and it's let loose, or maybe it's bent a little bit, but it's not folded. This thing came completely folded. Like, I don't even know if I can get it back to that position. It came like not even like this, but like both sides were also like folded in. So it was pretty bad. It's like bent from the rip when I pulled it out. The strap at the top is bending. This is like the jewels are, I don't know if you can see because of my ring light, but like the jewels are like glued on, and one of them's like sliding or slid when it was like when they first applied the glue. This is really, really bad. I'm not gonna be lying to you. Again, maybe for the price, it's not too bad. It's not horrible, but I would have expected maybe a little bit more for spending, over $100 on it at least. I'm not mad at it. Again, it sits on my shelf, and again, if you put it on your shelf or your dresser or whatever, and you just kind of look at it, again, I think from what I can see in the video, it doesn't look too bad. It looks shiny. It looks nice. So if you have it as a display piece, which is what I basically have it for, I don't think it's that bad. But when you really get up close to it, it's pretty bad. So I don't remember the seller. I don't really care enough to go look at the seller. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend this one. So if you see an IWGP Heavyweight Championship on Amazon for $100 and something, I'd imagine there's not too many people that are selling it on Amazon. So if you find it, that's probably the one. And I'm gonna be honest, I would not recommend getting this for that price. One thing that I did think was cool though, even though I don't think it's 100% accurate, it does have like the champion names. When I was looking at it, I ordered it, and when I was looking at like customer photos, the reviews or whatever, one or two of them didn't have it. It came with the side plates, but they were blank, and I was like, well, that kind of sucks, because if they're blank, like it looks kind of stupid. So I was kind of expecting that, and so when I opened it and I saw that there were names on here, again, I don't think it's accurate. Like the way it's listed, at least, like the champions are the champions, like Hiroshi Tanahashi and Naito and Brock Lesnar and stuff like that. That's accurate. I think the listing, again, I haven't looked up the actual thing in general, but I think the listing is kind of off because you have someone like, you have Brock Lesnar on this plate, and then a couple names down you have Jay White. So like, I don't know if it's supposed to be listed like by date, but if it is, it's completely wrong. But yeah, I'll be honest, this one would not recommend. It does look cool sitting on the shelf, but up close it is pretty horrendous. The second quote-unquote fake championship that I bought has a little bit more meaning to me, has a little bit more significance to me. It is the TNA World Heavyweight Championship from about, I believe, like 2013 to probably like 2015, 2014, something like that. Kind of, yeah, like the mid-2010s TNA World Heavyweight Championship. I believe, again, I don't know the exact price, but I do believe it wasn't too far off from the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship when it comes to the price. I believe it was like $170 or something like that. And I'll be honest, this thing, maybe it's not perfect, but it's pretty close to it, I'll be honest with you. Especially compared, I keep looking over there because that's where I have the IWGP title right now. Compared to that, this thing is the greatest greatest replica championship that's ever been made. Again, not an official championship by TNA or by Anthem or any, company that has any relation to TNA. This is a knockoff championship, but it's pretty great. It's definitely smaller than the actual championship, and I would imagine smaller than what the, actual replica was that they used to sell, or any replica that they would sell of it. It's definitely smaller, at least the main plate. Like, in general, overall, it's definitely smaller than, like, the actual championship was. But, the actual, like, make of this is actually really, really nice. I don't remember, like, the strap, way better than the IWGP little, like, almost cardboard championship. This is almost like a foamy, it's like that foamy, I see a lot of indie belts kind of use this, and it's kind of funny because, like, on the indies, if it's a belt that has this, it normally has a pretty shitty design. It's one of those, like, printed metal plates, but the actual strap itself, it's almost that foamy leather type thing, and I love it. I think it's actually great. Again, I don't think the actual title had that type of strap. I think it had, like, the normal leather or faux leather strap, but again, for this, it's nice. It's not falling apart. It's not shoddy. It's not all messed up. It's nice. It's nice and thick. It's nice and sturdy. The plates also really nice. Let me see if I can get a better view. I might add some B-roll footage of these championships as well. Yeah, the plates are great. They're not, again, compared. I'm glad I have two because I have something to compare with the IWGP Championship. Compared to that, this thing is literally heavenly. Like, there's some scuffs and whatnot, some scratches and whatnot. But again, the plate itself, I think you could probably even tell just by looking at it. Like, it's not shoddy. It's not like, like if I look at the gems, from what I could see, all the gems are glued on and they're not sliding. They're not broken. They're not missing. They're all there. They're in place. They're sturdy, and they look great. Yeah, so I would say this belt is definitely way better. I like it. Again, it sits on here, so it looks great it sits on my dresser here, so it looks great when someone's hanging out with me and they can see these championships. Again, it is definitely way smaller than the actual championship was, and it might be the smallest actual replica that I have, because of how much they shrunk it. Like, it's pretty crazy. That's probably the biggest flaw of it, is that it is way smaller than it probably should be. But in general, I would say it is pretty good for, again, the price. I don't remember 100% the price, but it was definitely like 170. It was closer to 200 than 100 for sure. But yeah, I feel like it was like 170 total. And for that price, again, the strap is nice, the plates are nice, the gems are all on there. The only thing is it is a little small, and there are a couple dents and scratches and whatnot. But again, for the price, I think it is pretty good. That's all I can really say about this. This thing is great. If you see it on Amazon and you're tempted to purchase a Replica Championship, I would definitely, if you see this design, I would definitely recommend it, because it was definitely worth the price. Again, against that IWGP Championship, this is incredible for its price. So yeah, I wanted to make these videos on, like, should you purchase a Replica Championship or a fake Replica Championship off of Amazon or not? And I don't know. I don't have a definite answer for you, because it's kind of 50-50. I have one championship that is pretty bad. Looks okay when it's just on the shelf, but in general is pretty bad and looks like it was a kindergarten art project. And another one that's actually really nice, and other than the size of it, it could pass for an actual really nice championship belt. So yeah, I don't have a definite answer on the should you or should you not buy a knockoff championship. I don't have an answer, because I have a 50-50 situation. So maybe if I buy another one, there was I'm trying to watch the money. I'm not trying to go crazy and just purchase a million fake belts. I already have a crazy belt collection, or at least I think so. So I'm not trying to go crazy, but I did look at the ECW Championship. I did see on there, not the horrible 2010 silver one, but like the original ECW Championship. I did see a seller selling that on there. So maybe I can do an update video if I do purchase that at some point and it is good or it's bad. Then I have a definite answer on yes or no when it comes to purchasing a fake Replica Championship. But yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 on it. It depends on the seller. If you're interested in these, like I said, look up. I just think I typed in the championship itself and it popped up. But look up, Replica Championship belt on Amazon and see what comes up. But most importantly, like, again, because it's 50-50, I would just look at the reviews. I mean, the IWGP Championship, I feel like, had decent reviews, and it's pretty bad. But I would definitely trust the reviews. Look for photos. If there are no reviews, if there are no ratings, I would not recommend. I wouldn't do it. But yeah, that's kind of all I got. 50-50. One was really good. One was really bad. So if you are interested in that, in a fake championship, in a knockoff championship belt, I would definitely be careful and look at it. Again, the price, not too bad, but you still don't want to be out or have to deal with returning a championship belt to Amazon that looks like a kindergarten art project that you don't want. So yeah, that's kind of it. Just be careful. Look at the reviews. Look at the ratings. And make sure you know what you're looking for. Other than that, if you watched, I appreciate you watching. Check me out at OTS Bridger on Instagram and X. Check out the OTS Project on the Wrestling Nerds Radio Network and on the OTS Project YouTube channel every week. Yeah, other than that, thank you for watching. We appreciate you. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next video.